Hey guys, Toby here from Health and Fitness. Alright, so today we're going through why you're still fat. Alright, so basically when it comes to weight loss, it is more than a physical thing, it's a psychological thing as well. So there's a study that's just been recently released. So it was basically covering all you can eat buffet in regards to having lean subjects and overweight subjects attend the buffet. So it was free, obviously, and then they monitored the electroactivity throughout the brain. So they had monitors hooked up to the frontal cortex, the back, the sides, around the temple area, and basically they were really monitoring the front part of the brain, the frontal cortex, in regards to it making your decision making, your consciousness, and everything else in regards to conscious decision making. And basically when it came to making decent food choices, or food in general, and not binge eating because it was deemed free to the subjects, the lean subjects had nearly up to 3 times as much frontal cortex activity, as opposed to some of the obese people didn't even have any frontal cortex stimulation in regards to electro activity in their brain, which basically goes to show, in conclusion from the abstract from the study, is that overweight people don't even know that they're overeating or that they have any self-control in that regard. So I just want to shine a little bit of light on this study because I thought it was really interesting. So when I look at weight loss for my clients and myself, I basically see it as a habit-based and behavioral thing. Like, everyone knows weight loss. Weight loss is basically, in context, you have to eat less and start exercising. So you can go for a walk and eat 3 clean meals a day, roughly. That's what everyone thinks, but there's a lot more to it. But basically everyone knows that, but no one fucking implements it, do they? No. That's why more than 50 to 60% of Australia is overweight and obese, and there's only a small portion of people that are within a healthy weight range. But basically looking at health and fitness in a habit-based scenario. So basically you want to look at people in regards to their habits, what they're doing on a daily basis, and basically education. So when you look at a habit, it wants to be measurable and specific, and they want to have a why they want to be doing it. Why is the most important thing. Well, that's the driver that's going to push them every day to ingrain that habit and make actually something that they're doing become a habit. Some people say it takes 30, 60, 90 days to make a habit, but basically it takes as long as it takes, as long as it is shorter if you have a why. If you have a why, then you're going to achieve your goals. So looking at the habits, so basically understanding what your why is, whether you're doing it for your wife and kids, you're doing it for yourself, you want to look fitter, you want to pick up girls, or even you want to pick up guys if you're a girl watching this video. Basically, whatever your why is, that has to be ingrained. It's something you have to review every day. There's something you have to chase and get. That's going to make you be able to achieve your goals. And when it comes to weight loss, goals is the biggest thing that stops people from achieving a lean body, if that's what you're chasing, or anything in regards to fitness and health and life in general. So the biggest thing when people fall off the bandwagon or stop their habit, when everyone's seen it, they go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and it goes good for 2 to 3 weeks, and then they just stop going and they're like, oh, I tried, or basically haven't tried long enough. And that's okay if some people are happy with being overweight and they're happy with themselves where they are in life. I'm personally happy with that. But if you're consistently complaining you're not achieving your goals, and you're one of those people, you really need to have a habit. You need to have a why. You need to understand why you're doing something. You need to make it specific and measurable. You want to lose 5 kilos in 5 weeks. You have to go to the gym at least 3 times a week, or even go for a walk and do some bodyweight exercises 3 times a week. And you have to understand nutrition, because exercise is one part of weight loss, and nutrition is the second biggest thing next to doing it every day and making it a habit. So when you look at nutrition, any diet out there is based up on proteins, carbs, and fats, and they manipulate the 3 macronutrients to fit into a calorie-based diet that's fit for you. So when you look at a makeup of a diet, proteins are always programmed first, then fats, and carbs are last, because carbs are an essential macronutrient for the body to perform, because you have diets like the ketogenic diet, which is just proteins and carbs, and people are performing really well, and if not above people that are taking carbohydrates. And that's one thing that the paleo diet's really good for in the CrossFit community, and even with people that have diabetes and all that kind of stuff, like, they're performing really well. But everyone's different in regards to how they perform on different macronutrients and micronutrients, but what I'm trying to say is any diet out there, it's not a quick fix. All they're doing is manipulating proteins, fats, and carbs to fit into a certain amount of calories. And if you're eating in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight. So what I'm trying to expand on this point, why you're still fat, is because you don't understand nutrition and your habits. So when you're looking at habits, you want to have a why. And when you're looking at nutrition, you want to know what your maintenance calories are. And if you want to lose weight, shoot for a calorie deficit. That's gonna make you lose weight. And even a little bit of exercise. So if you're severely obese, if you start walking 30 minutes a day and you're eating a calorie deficit, you are going to lose a lot of weight. You don't have to have any fancy pills or supplements or anything. Just basic nutrition, eating in a calorie deficit, and having a why, a habit based, and you want to lose weight. That's your goal, and the habit is going to be walking every day. So you want to walk every day, eating a calorie deficit. Also another one with nutrient timings and meal frequency. So none of this really matters if you're just the average Joe. What matters is your daily intake of calories. So looking at your daily intake of calories, you want to have a good amount of proteins, a good amount of fats, and a regular amount of carbohydrates. So you want to shoot for roughly 20 to 30% of your diet being protein, 15 to 30% of it being fats, and 40 to 60% being carbohydrates. But obviously these ratios are going to differ whatever diet you're on. Like if you're on a ketogenic diet, your diet will just be made up of fats and proteins. So the biggest thing is hitting a daily intake of proteins, which is roughly 1 gram per pound, or 1 gram to 1.7 per kilogram, for depending on what system you're on, whether that be metric or imperial. And then the fats, obviously 50 to 80 grams roughly for the average Joe. And then carbohydrates is whatever is left over is going to make up the rest of your diet. So if you know you're going out at night, have your meal, have your biggest meal later at night when you're out with everyone. Have all your calories at night, and just have enough calories during the day to get you through the day with enough energy. Therefore, if you're eating even at maintenance calories, so say you consume 2,500 calories at night, you've only consumed 500 calories during the day, and your daily intake is 3,000 calories, you're not going to gain weight, because food has an energy rating, and then your body needs so much energy to perform. So obviously you have your resting metabolic rate, which is how much energy your body needs to perform like organ functions and just basically not moving, sleeping. And then you have your activity level, which is usually times Y. There's a lot of different ways to work it out, but that's the easiest thing. So generally, say my resting metabolic rate for me is about 2,500 calories, because I carry a little bit more lean muscle, so it's a bit above what the average person is. And then my activity level, I work out about 5 to 6 times a week, so it's going to be relatively high. So I might times my RMR by 1.5, sorry, so that hits me around 3,500 to 3,700 for my daily intake of calories, and then that's my maintenance calories. So if I eat at 3,500 calories roughly, I'm going to maintain 100 kilograms roughly in my body weight, 98 to about 100. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's Daily V. See you in the next one.